Hey, this is Chris. We're going to do a quick video for you, and the topic is going to be checked out files, how to find them in your document libraries, making it easier for your end users to double check to see if they do have files checked out that they could go ahead and then check in. So we're going to go to our site contents, into a document library called My Documents. It's got some documents in there. First thing you're going to see is the view, All Documents view. There's a couple of other views available. We're going to start with All Documents. All Documents is going to show folders if you have folders inside of the library, as well as documents themselves. If I open up a folder and expect to find documents in there, they'll be there. It's just that I had to open the folder to see what was in there. What you'll notice on the display here is the name of the folders and documents, categories, contacts, modified, modified by, but then we've added a checked out to column. So we can tell the name of the person that has the document checked out. We know the document's checked out because it's showing a name, but we also know because there's a little indicator right here, this little red dot with the arrow, that's telling us the document's checked out, with an option to check in the document or to discard the checkout. Another way you can do this is selecting the row where the document is and go to your three dots up here, the ellipses, and you'll notice there's a check-in, discard, checkout type option here also. So the other thing we want to show you is a view called No Folder View. So these list views can be configured for the library, because sometimes you don't want all the columns on the screen there, or sometimes you just want the view of the document library to display a little bit differently. So we have another one I built called No Folder View, and if we click on this one, you're going to notice the folders go away. This is called the No Folder View type of list view, and that way I can see all the files I have. And the reason this is important is when you have a lot of documents in there, you don't want to have to keep opening up folders to see if there's documents in there, when you really just want to take a look at the checked out to column. And then in some cases, when you've got a lot of files, you might want to go ahead and do a little A to Z sort. A to Z sort would show you the blanks first, and then the items where there was the name of somebody in there that it's checked out to, or a Z to A. Notice when I do the Z to A, it brings the rows that have basically characters in them for the checked out. So that's a good way for the end users to quickly get to all the documents that are checked out, and then determine based on who has it checked out if they need to contact that person to check it in, or maybe it's them themselves that need to go ahead and check in a document they might have checked out a couple of weeks ago and forgot to check back in. So we'll take this back to the top here because it's not a very big listing of documents too. So let's talk now about how we created this no folder view. What we did is we started at the base All Documents list view. That shows those folders like we talked about. And then I went in and I did a Save View As. And if I click this, a box will pop up. And what I did is I basically said, make a copy of this list view, but give it another name because I intend to change its configuration. In this case, I just typed in No Folder View, and then I saved it. And that's what ended up creating this No Folder View. So if I go into this No Folder View again, you'll see again it's stripping off the folders. All you're seeing are the documents that are in your library. The configuration to this particular view is done by going into the drop-down for the list views with this one selected, the No Folder View, and editing the current view. So we're going to click on Edit Current View. And if you scroll down a little bit in all these settings, configuration settings for this view, there's a category called Folders. So I'm going to click on Folders. And you'll notice there was two options. One is show items inside folders, which really means if you have a folder in this library using this view, it's going to show the folders that you'd still have to open up to see if there was anything in them. Or show all items without the folders. That's the important one, so that you end up with a display that does not show the folders, just the documents, no folder view. Now at this point, when this displays, we're going to go ahead and check in a couple of files that are checked out. So we'll go ahead and give this a chance to display. And I have two. Again, it's telling me here. It's also telling me the name of who it's checked out to. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to select one, go to my three dots, or I could do it from here too. I'll do the three dots on top, and I'm going to check in this document. I can put a comment, it's optional, but I can put a comment in there if I'd like to. And then after it does its work, you're going to notice a message comes up saying that it's done, and also that is no longer checked. You don't see that red dot there anymore. So let's do this second one before we wrap up. I want to hover over that little circle. It's going to bring a little panel up for me. It also gives me the opportunity to check the document back in or to discard the checkout. If it was checked out and you didn't want to keep what was changed in the document while it was after you checked it out, then you could go ahead and discard it. Or if you just did do updates to it that do matter, you could use the regular check-in. So hover over our little arrow there down to our check-in and click it. You'll still get the option to put a comment in about your check-in. And then you'll notice that's done, and we no longer have any more checked out documents here. The learning for this one is for site owners, if you provide a checked out column in the view, that's going to show the name of the person that something is checked out to. So that's the part where you don't normally, when you build a new library, it doesn't put this in here automatically. So the way we make sure that it's there is we look at the edit current view for the view we're in. And we'll notice at the top of the screen, these are the columns that are selected to show in this no folder view. And you'll notice I do have the checked out to turned on. That's why you see it when you're in the actual view itself right here. So let's go home and wrap it up. So checked out files in some of the podcasts we've talked about won't migrate. The most current version of a document, if it's checked out, won't migrate during a SharePoint migration. That's one reason to train our end users and make it easy for them to locate their files that are checked out, check them back in. And that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks again.